Hi, I'm Cyndi from BDancewear.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you the difference between our briefs and things that you want to look for when you're purchasing briefs from anyone. So first off, we have our regular brief. This is the traditional standard brief that you can wear almost under any costume. And the thing that's great about our briefs is that we have a nice and wide crotch. So something that you're going to want to think about when you're buying a pair of briefs, you don't want to get them too big. You want to make sure you have the right size. So look at the size of your hip. That'll be the most important to go with. But the second will be, are you an adult or child? Don't pick a child size because the hip's right. Go with maybe the adult extra small. Think about that, because as it's a child size, the hip might be right, but then this will be smaller. So really look at the girth and look at the hip and then put yourself in that right category. The waistline doesn't really make as much of a difference because the waistline is actually up here. It's higher. It's that smallest part, but it helps us gauge how to curve this in. So there's definitely room with elastic so that it has room to stretch and give. And if your waistline's a little wider, it shouldn't make as much of a difference. That'll be the last one you want to worry about measurement wise. Something about our briefs is we go a little bit wider than some. The reason for that is I've seen a lot of times when a girl does a leg extension or they're on silks or something and it is just way too exposed. So we've tried to go with a wide enough crotch that no matter what you're doing, you will have that extra coverage. So make sure and get the right fitting one so you don't end up with bunching in the center crotch or in the back. You want to make sure it's nice and snug on your hips. The next one I'm going to show you is our low rise brief. It is cut exactly the same. The difference is an inch in height. The reason you might want a low cut brief is if you have a lower backed top, it looks awful when you can see that V come down and you see part of your brief. So that's why we have the low cut briefs. And some people just like it a little skimpier, or they want to add a skirt to the top and don't want as high of coverage. Our low rise brief is 1 inch shorter than our regular brief. So it's not a huge difference, but it's just enough if you need a little less coverage. Next we have our high-waisted brief. So just like our shorts, this band can be folded down, which is great if you want to put a skirt or something, tack it into place and then fold it down. It'll cover that top edge, and then you can always put appliques and stuff on the top of this, or you can leave it up high. It should reach, on most people, it'll reach that natural waistline. Not on everybody though. On everybody it's different. As far as covering your belly button, for everyone that'll be different. Some people's belly buttons are higher or lower. So you want to gauge this on yourself. Everybody's waistline is different. Everybody's girth is different. So really take a look at those measurements for you and see what fits the best. So this is the difference between the low rise, again, is 1 inch down, and for the high-waisted is up here. Something else with the high-waisted brief you'll want to take into consideration is doesn't have elastic in it. What we do is we use the lycra or the fabric that you pick as the waistband so that it just kind of fits a little more, feels almost like a girdle or a spank holding you in. But if it's under a dress, that might be too much coverage, too thick this high up. So really think about what you're wearing with it and what look you're going for. Like everything else, if you're picking it in velvet, you'll want, it's just a little bit hardier, a little bit stiffer. You want to make sure if you're on the edge, you need to move up to the next size. So if your hip is just at the end of what it says it should be for that size, move up to that next one, just because it'll give you a little bit more freedom, won't feel as constricted. Another thing that we do, that whether you purchase from us or someone else, if you're buying white, ivory, light ivory, baby pink, something like that, you want to make sure that you're not getting completely exposed. All of our items, we put a light bathing suit lining in, so any of the light colors. So if you're getting those light colors, you'll get that extra protection. Just like with the velvet, if you're on the edge, because now it's an extra layer, if you should almost be at that next size, go ahead and move up. Also think about if you're wearing this for a year, make sure and get a size that isn't too tight now that you can grow into. If you're at just the beginning of that hip measurement, or you are in the middle, you should be fine with that size. You'll only want to move up if it is just right there and there's going to be lining or it's going to be velvet. Otherwise, you want to make sure it's nice and snug. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us out an email, feel free to call us. Any information you want, we're happy to help with. So have fun picking out the items for your costume.
Thank you for watching our video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure and click here to subscribe, because we're going to have some amazing DIY videos coming out. And if you want to get our free complete dance costume DIY guide, click right here, or go to bdancewear.com/DIY guide. And lastly, if you have any questions or ideas for future videos, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks again for watching our video, and remember, be original, be colorful, bdancewear.com.